was setting things up, I was forced to make a drastic change of plans. I was setting up my atmospherics like I said I was going to yesterday, but then I was running low on coal, and it took me a half hour to find coal. So they weren't joking about making coal scarce. So that got me thinking, well, I've got 70 coal left now, 60 actually. So power became a priority because now all of a sudden I can't find coal easily. I mean, if I search for it I can find it, but while I'm doing that I'm burning up oxygen like crazy because it literally, like I said, it took me a half hour. So I switched, and I'm going to try and experiment with this Stirling engine over here. So I spent about an hour and a half setting this up. So let me explain what I'm doing here real quick. I pressurized the inside of this to about 1K. 1 atmosphere basically, let's see. Well, it's down to 33 because look at how cool it got. And the reason it's getting, stupid thing, the reason it's getting so cool is because in the starter package they included 2 radiators designed to work in a vacuum, and it is really cooling things off. So that it's working really well. I have a volume pump here that I'll turn on to circulate this air that's inside that enclosure to keep it cool, I'm hoping. Now this is a temporary setup. This is more of an experiment than anything else. So once I got that pressurized, I turned it off. I may put, I don't know how much this is going to expand. That's why I did not over pressurize that, because once it heats it's going to expand, and if it gets to 200 kPa it's going to blow walls out. So I kept that very low inside there. But now what I'm going to do is I have a furnace hooked up here, and I have a regulator here. So I'm going to, where's the input? It's on the other side. Okay, that wasn't designed very well, but that's okay. This is only temporary as an experiment, kinda. So let's put that there. I got lots of oxide, and I'm not going to need much because this stuff just will split in half. And put that in there, and then we'll fire that up. So it's already gotten hot. I'm not sure how it got so darn hot. I only put oxide in there. What in the world? I only put oxide in there. So this, when I moved it, must have had volatile still in it, but that works because look at how nice and hot that got. Okay. Now I have to set up my logic over here. This will cool off, but it'll cool really slowly from what I've seen. That's okay. I don't want to mess around too much with it. So I got the logic reader and a logic writer over here, so we'll set the logic reader to read this logic switch. So I actually, without naming this because I don't want this pipes to cool off too much. So I want the input to be the logic switch. Oops, switch, there it is. Okay. And the variable I want is the setting. Setting for switch. Now the logic. Let's switch this. And of course my hands are full. And let's put this back. I want this to be a logic writer, not a reader, a writer. Okay, so the input for this logic writer is going to be this logic reader. Oh, that was easy. The output is going to be to the Stirling generator. Stirling engine. And the output variable is going to be on for the Stirling engine. So if I turn this on, this reading that switch, which is 0. So if I turn this on, it's saying 0. So it's not turning that on. Now, I'm just going to run this for a second just to see how it runs. It did cool off really fast. I might need to put insulated pipes here. Yeah. But anyway, let's just test it. So first thing I want to do is I want to run up here, turn that on. That'll circulate the air on the inside. And turn that on. And now I have this set to 0, so let's move this one notch to 1. So it is working. It is not working very well. And the temperature is going down like crazy. So let's set that to 10. I'll get a little bit more out of it. Like I said, this is an experiment, and this cooled off way too much. It's got a lot of pressure in it yet, but it did cool off way too much. And that's still staying good and cool, so let's up the air pressure. I get a little more out of it. Now this is going to start going down faster. Can't really see how fast it's running or what it's generating, but apparently that will work. I just got to put insulated pipe here. So, cooled off way too fast. So let's do some rearranging here. I didn't think I'd have a problem with cooling here. And it's still running a little bit. Let's turn that off. But I do. So I need insulated pipe, and I need to insulate these pipes too, because I got to keep this warm. So I have to remember to go in right there. I'm lucky that pipe didn't blow up on me. Alright, so according to that I need 14 insulated pipes. And I hope I got everything I need for that. I think I do. So this has changed from setting up making water, which has gone down on the priority list, to making power. So let's make 14 insulated pipes, which I got enough of just to do. Now I have learned the hard way that the way this is set up, I have to stand here and take every insulated pipe as it comes off. I had one go straight up in the air. So you have to be patient with me here while I do this portion. And I may just print out a vent here and do a couple extra pipes because I want to get rid of that cold temperature that's in my furnace right now. Sorry about the delay again. Always seems to be a delay. And I've been outside here for a very long time, so my morale is taking a hit. I'm doing a lot of work out here. I think 15 should be enough. Alright, 15. We'll turn that off. Well, actually, I didn't need to turn it off. I just needed to do a passive vent. it shouldn't cool off like it did. And this should be really cool. Minus 104, and that's just from the turbo pump in those two radiators. How are we doing in here? Okay, that's low enough. And I did set this up very well. Like I said, it's experimental. But now, put that up there. Let's just put all that in there. You know what, I'll just put half. I don't want to go overboard. So there's still some warmth in there, so that means I need 10 of these to get a good balance.
Hydration critical.
10. Okay, and fire that. There we go. Now, hopefully this stays nice and warm. There we go. Okay. So, now I got a nice warm air here. I don't think I'm going to need that high of a pressure, so we're just going to go to 10. Oh, 110. I might not even need that. Is it still staying warm? Whew. Okay, that's going to be a pretty good temperature difference. So let's turn the switch on. It's on. It's actually running a little. Turn that on. Okay, so why aren't I getting more than that? I thought I would be. 8 kilopascals. And look at that temperature go down. I have 15 megs in there. Alright, so I'm up a little higher. It doesn't seem to help. I do have a huge temperature difference. I wonder if it's because I don't have any power output. Interesting. Does it not run if there's no output? Interesting, interesting. I gotta go get rid of that water alarm. It's driving me nuts. Might as well do all the other administrative stuff while I'm in here. What? I took a shower up if I thought I had enough water. But I don't. And you can see I'm just eating my cereal bars now. I did shut everything down in here because I wanted to save power. I have enough for at least 3 or 4 more cans of wonderful mushroom soup. And this is what I was getting a little concerned about, because now when I fill this up, it really doesn't pressurize it that much. So I made that ice crusher over there, and I have pressurized an oxygen tank and cooled off, so oxygen is okay, but that's another thing I had to do in my off time, because I was fighting against finding coal. So, like I said, this isn't the direction I was planning on going today, but this is a good episode too. Let's see about how we fire up a Stirling engine in the vacuum. And I have to come across here, go up. This isn't ideal, and not ideal things happen when you're out of necessity sometimes, and I think this is one of those cases. And I think I'm going to clear that. Yes, I will. Good. Oh, look at that. Oh, not enough cables. Heavy. What do I need? 2? Looks like 2. Make that come out. No, 3. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I wonder what kind of power I'm getting out of that. Probably next to nothing. So I just have this air coming out over here. And it's coming out really cold. So there's a big difference. The input air and the output air. It is running, but I'm saying I'm getting like next to nothing out of that. Cable analyzer, silicone and iron. Silicone and iron. Now I haven't used the Stirling engine all that often, so do I have this hooked up correctly? That's a million-dollar question. Oh, I can just hang that. Look at that. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. I'm making a whopping 142 watts. Am I doing something wrong here? Because this is staying cold, right? Minus 15. That's staying pretty cold. Can I measure the room temperature in here? Sometimes you can cheat. Room 4 is 36. There's like no pressure in there though. Okay. Is this running too fast? Not helping much. I could put a power vent in there. Well, it does seem to be running a little better. Nope. 134. That is not enough. So let me think about this again. That is just where I pressurized it. Do I need to raise the pressure in there further? This is cooling off. It's still 600. Oh, look at that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it's all a matter of inlet pressure to start with. Now the question is, how fast is this going down? Not very. I could put a... Okay. I could put a advanced furnace on here and feed pre-mix the gas in there so it goes to a certain temperature and keeps running this automated then. Alright. Alright, so hopefully now the question is, taking, the battery's getting full. So it's only taking what the battery needs. I think, unless this is slowing down. No, it's not slowing down. Is this staying cool? Yeah, it's reasonable. Let's turn this back up. That lowered the temperature a little. So this actually will run quite a while, and the temperature difference isn't that much. That's probably why I'm not getting, you know, a stellar output. But the actual and potential, so pretty much my battery's getting full. I'm only required 483. And I'm making 800, so at this point it is going up. At this point I have enough that I don't need the coal anymore. I just got to automate this a little bit. And I could probably turn this down. I don't need that much now. So I can automate this regulator based on how much voltage I need and control that. And I have a 400-degree temperature difference, which seems to be satisfactory for it to be running. See, now I'm using more than I'm producing. And it's going down because it's getting colder. This gas is getting colder. 300, yeah. So if I put an automated furnace here, hook up my fuel tank, and set that to automatically control staying warm and pressure, yeah, I could do that. This will work. I don't know what maximum I'll get out of it. First off, let's turn that on. But it is staying up at 85%. It's going down now because I got such a huge pressure difference over here. This should be huge temperature difference, I should say. Well, let's see what happens. I got plenty of it. I just gotta watch the pressure in here. It went down, so I was a little bit high. Volatiles, right? Let's take. Let's do 8 because 10 kind of spiked it. And then 4 oxygen. Hit that, and that should heat right back up. There we go. Let's see, if I had an automated furnace, I could do all that automatically and just keep everything pressurized. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that thing run. Oh. 85, 82. 1.2 kilowatts. I'm only using half that much. And again, I could automate this to say, well, I don't need that much, so let's turn this down. Oh yeah, it's running really good right now. It's warming up in there a little bit. But I could also automate, ooh, I'm stuck. Automate this to run fast enough to keep the temperature down. Turn it up to 10. I mean, the difference between 29 Celsius and I hate it when it does that. There's plenty to keep this cruising right along. I would love to see my battery turn blue, just for the sake of seeing it turn blue. You know what? Ooh, look at that thing fly. Now, temperature's obviously going to go up. Kilowatts and going down. It's a good test to make sure that things don't overpressurize in there. 85, I'm good. The temperature's getting warm. I do have 3 of these radiators I could throw in there. Help cool it off. These came with the package also. And I used the round ones. And that should help cool it off. I could even make more of those. I might as well just lie down because otherwise I'm just going to fall. Still running good. Pressure's good. Temperature's still good. It just doesn't want to get fully charged, and it may not. It's up at 92. So proof of concept absolutely works. Automating this, put a fuel tank here that I would have to keep pressurized, put an advanced furnace here and close it to keep it warmer, automate it to say 10 megapascals and or 1,000 degrees or something like that. I'd have to figure out the math on that and just make sure this doesn't get too hot, which it doesn't seem to be doing. 44. So this is working really well. And again, all this came with the landing kit. So this is what they intended you to do. And I'm just going to have to keep a constant flow of, and you know, I could probably save some of this. I could probably recoup some of this. I bet you there's volatiles in there. Yep. Not much. Because this is the exhaust air that's coming out of the furnace. It's going through into the Stirling generator and then back out. So I could recoup this. There's oxygen in there. I could just run that all the way over here, which is kind of a pain in the neck. But I might just do that. No use wasting anything. And is it blue? It's not blue. It just refuses to turn blue. Which I don't understand. I got required. The required's going down, but why isn't it going down any faster than that? You'd think. So what I would need to do is measure the required power and turn this down to produce the required power output and have that adjust automatically. So I got some programming to do. And I'm still way above what required. Oh no, I'm not. 493 potential for it. So it is going down now. Yeah, so now it went down a little too far. Am I going up or down, up or down? That's up. Okay. So now the required's going down. That's pretty stable right there. So that gets rid of burning coal. Tell me what you think. If you guys have any recommendations. This is working. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Obviously this is getting cool because it's not as insulated as it should be, so that's cutting down on the efficiency. So this is probably next on my list now, because I have an oxygen source, I have a food source, I have this ice crusher and a relatively full tank of oxygen at good temperature. So basically I could just occasionally drop an oxide in here. I'm still not used to not being able to hear. And I have to watch, because this fills, it helps to turn the filter on though. There we go. Fills up pretty fast. And I am just cramming everything in here, so where's the nitrogen? There it is. So I have 205 moles of nitrogen in there that I'm waiting to filter. So oxygen's not an issue anymore. Water is still an issue, but power became a bigger issue. And just out of curiosity, everything is unhappy right now because I've been 23. I still got 70 liters, so water is not an emergency. It's a requirement, but it's not an emergency at the moment. So again, this isn't what I was planning on doing today, but in between this episode and next episode, I'll automate this to where it runs a ton more efficiently. And it's still running pretty good, even though this is probably cooled off to in the 200 Celsius, not 370. And I'm almost out of pressure too. But if I put an automated furnace on here and then close everything, keep it from cooling. I wonder if that pipe is actually, is there, I don't have any insulated pipes left. So that pipe's probably costing me a little bit too. But there we go. Not the way I was going to go today, but necessity is the mother of invention, and I'm going to take the coal out of there, and I'm going to turn this off. I'm that confident that I'm going to be able to keep my battery charged with this. And I could set this up so when the battery's full, it just turns it off. And this won't overpressurize, it'll just go to whatever I got it set for. And then when the battery requires it, you see it's cooling off. Pressure's going down and cooling off. So the big thing is insulating and isolating this whole thing. And of course I got this hooked up. That's probably costing me some temperature. Probably is costing me a lot of temperature actually. Huh. Thinking about it, that might be the whole problem right there. That was not an insulated pipe or an insulated vent. It's still going down, but... Alright, so maybe old Salt Gamer again. Not what I was planning on doing. I did start this. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, that's high enough. High enough. Okay. See, now I can, instead of going inside, because this is a good temperature, 28 is perfect. So I could just quickly, boom.
Air tank critical. Oxygen low.
Nice.
Low pressure.
7 megapascals, and this probably hardly went down. So oxygen is a done deal. I'm still thinking of ways to enhance this, but I may need to burn coal until I get this all set up. But I will have this up and running, automated, before the next episode. That's my goal. Boom. Huh. And if you think about it, it's only 200 degrees. I mean, it's a 70 degree difference, or 170 degree difference. And of course it's slowing down now because I'm running out of pressure. But turn that off. It keeps running for a little while even. Okay, so we'll see you next time. Again, thanks for your patience because this is not what I was planning on doing, but it turned out to be a pretty interesting episode setting up my Stirling engine due to the lack of coal. And I'm going to do a lot of work on that, set that up before the next episode. So you have a good one.